Today I've built a roster with 30 super teams from across NBA history with each player put back in their prime. Now this video idea is honestly pretty simple in my mind, but also might be confusing because folks love to debate super teams. But thankfully that's not what we're doing here today, so allow me to explain. I was prompted to make this video when I saw a post asking who'd win between the 2011 Celtics and 2013 Lakers. We know that Lakers team was a super team on paper, which eventually failed, but imagine if Kobe, Nash, Dwight, Gasol were all in their prime. I included a bunch of those kind of teams in this video, which I think makes sense, you guys all understand, but additionally, I combed through NBA history to find teams that many of us don't really think about. We probably wouldn't call them super teams, but with their key parts returned to their prime, well, they look pretty amazing. For example, the 1995 Spurs, a super random, pretty inconsequential team in NBA history. I put Moses Malone, Dennis Rodman, Sean Elliott, Terry Cummins all into their prime around MVP David Robinson, and you simply cannot debate me on the fact that's now a super team. What you can debate me on is which teams I chose to include in this video, which teams I didn't. Leave it in the comments. But anyways, let's get to it. I won't be able to showcase every single roster right now. Hopefully we get to a bunch in this video. A few I really like. The 1986 Sixers still had Moses, Dr. J, but they added Charles Barkley and Bob McAdoo. He was past his prime, but we put him back into it. One theme in this video you're gonna see is a whole lot of ring chasing Shaquille O'Neal. When he joined LeBron, he was so washed in 2010, but put him back in his prime with LeBron, Anton Jameson, Big Z. This is kind of a squad. Again, I mentioned them in the intro. Shaq, another ring chasing roster with the 2011 Celtics next to KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. Oh yeah, Jermaine O'Neal and Troy Murphy. He was a walking double-double. Bro, we have a lot of different Lakers teams in this video, including the 04 Lakers somehow flamed out to the Pistons in the finals, but Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Horace Grant was on that team, all back in their prime. This Houston Rockets team is one of the definitions of this video, a super team, but they were way too old when Hakeem, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley all joined forces. Also Eddie Johnson, Cuttino Mobley in there. Yet another old man ring chasing Shaq back in his prime with prime Steve Nash, Grant Hill, Amari Stoudemire, Jason Richardson, Goran Dragic. These Suns missed the playoffs. And last but certainly not least, probably the two best teams on paper. Oh man, let the memes commence. It's a pair of La Super teams. Starting with the 2018 Cavaliers, this is pre-trade deadline version of their team when they still had Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas, Jose Calderon, all around Love and LeBron. It's crazy. And yet I think that roster pales in comparison to the 22 Lakers with, of course, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, Isaiah Thomas again for a few games, DeAndre Jordan, my word. Remember when people were calling that a super team? You know, unironically, even though they were all so old. Anyways, back in their prime, will that Lakers team finally find success? Oh my word. Jason Kidd wins MVP on, I think it's the 05 Nets I included. That's very interesting. 15 assists a game. I'm not sure which players are listed as rookies on this roster I created, but Josh Howard from the 04 Mavs, nice little season. Oh my word. Bill Walton, he won 6-man IRL, put back in his prime with the Celtics. I like it. Bill Russell from a different Celtics team winning DPOY. Okay. All NBA first team. Are you serious? The 05 Nets cleaning up with Vince and Jason Kidd making it. KD from the 2012, Carmelo from the 2018 Thunder. Wow. And Wilt Chamberlain too. Russ from the 2012 Thunder. So they must have cooked. T-Mac from the 09 Rockets. I like it. There's one version of Tim Duncan, one version of LeBron, and Miami Heat version of Shaq. Speaking of those two, Shaq and LeBron, they both make all NBA third as well. Different versions, obviously. KD, Dwayne Wade, James, all big three from the 2012 Harden are all NBA people. We'll start by looking at the top of each conference. Indeed, the 2022 Lakers are the best team in the probably in the NBA. Also, the 85 Lakers, the 04 Lakers makes sense. All right, the Warriors 2018 barely slipping in. While over in the East, the Celtics, a team I mentioned in the intro, they are the best team. Another La Super team is up there. There's Jason Kidd and the Nets. I see the Sixers, the Bulls with MJ. Thank goodness they're in the playoffs. Thunder, Cavs. Okay, I didn't show the 1985 Lakers in the intro. Remember, they won the title, were so dominant in 87, but 2 years earlier, they also had a washed up Bob McAdoo on their team and Jamal Wilkes. So yeah, it works for this video. I was kind of surprised how good this 2011 Mavericks team turned out with prime Jason Kidd. He didn't win MVP, but the other version of himself did. Sean Marion in his prime, Paige, Tyson Chandler. They're actually pretty deep here in Dallas. Our second Dallas team also played very well in this season sim. Prime Dirk mixed with prime Steve Nash. Yep, that'll do. Michael Finley, Anton Jameson, Antoine Walker, Rookie of the Year Josh Howard. I think we have in total 4 LeBron LeBron James teams in this video. It looks like they had varying levels of success. I chose this version of the Heat Big Three because Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis put back in their prime look real nice. Also Greg Oden there, not too shabby. Of course, I had to include an MJ team in this video. I didn't go with the 72 win Bulls because the year after they added Robert Parrish, who was super washed up, but of course he's back in his prime. And the last team we have to look at, this 05 Nets team, I'm not joking, I thought would probably be one of the weakest teams I put together. They were a late addition, but I thought Kid Carter in their prime would be cool. Plus Alonzo Mourning. Yep, that's a big key for them, and I guess it worked. Some teams that missed the playoffs, so the Hakeem, Chuck, Scott, what? Oh my, the 2013 Lakers missed the playoffs by a mile. How? Dude, how? I mean, Ron Artest, they had such a strong big six. They weren't very deep, I guess. Everybody kind of put in numbers. Nash 13 and 11, Kobe 23. That is shocking.
That shit was ass.
Also shocking, coming back to the West standings, the 2012 Thunder, all three of their dudes made all NBA, like I mentioned, but they actually missed the playoffs. Same with the 2013 Spurs and no way. I guess it was a lack of balance and depth again for this Thunder team. They have 3 MVPs who all put up insane numbers. They have Serge Ibaka, but not much else. Okay. But how did the 2013 Spurs miss the playoffs? Look what I did, y'all. Someone come look at this. Tracy McGrady. He played a few games with them in the playoffs. I included him and this team in the video just for them to fail. Missing the playoffs in the East, the 86 Celtics. What? That's crazy. 2 Kevin Durant led super teams, the Nets and the Suns, also wild. Shaq, LeBron wasn't enough to get those Cavs into the playoffs. Bill Russell missed it too. I kind of figured this team wouldn't do well when I put them together on paper, but shout out to the 02 Magic, who had Tracy McGrady, old man Patrick Ewing, injured Grant Hill. They also had Horace Grant, Mike Miller. I kind of thought this big three might make some noise. Too bad. Very quickly, Kevin Durant put in all this work just to miss the playoffs. MJ, he did make the playoffs. Thunder, Melo, they made the playoffs too, which is cool. Rockets, T-Mac averaged a double-double, almost led the league in scoring. Steph Curry, Kobe, Harden, Wilkins. Okay. Assists per game went crazy. I see why J-Kid won MVP with 15 a game. Also Magic Kid, Rondo, Nash, Gary Payton on those 04 Lakers. And with that, I think we've got a pretty good feel of our prime super team NBA. Let's start simulating these playoffs, maybe get introduced to a few more teams if they find some success. I was obviously way too high on LeBron's 2018 super team with Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose. They got swept. Jason Kidd won MVP. Vince Carter also made all NBA first, and it was all for naught as they fell in round 1 to MJ. Dirk and Steve Nash were no contest for Magic and Kareem. That actually makes sense. And we're actually going to have an all Lakers second round because that 04 failure of a super team, well, they cleaned up. What? Oh my gosh, I just noticed this too. Another LeBron super team failed. 2022, a 1 seed. They got dusted by the Warriors. But honestly, bruh, how are these Warriors an 8 seed? Steph, Kevin Durant, I made them both 98 overall. Yeah, I was generous. Also, DeMarcus Cousins, Andre Iguodala in his prime, Bogut, Looney, both 80 overall. That's crazy. We've got a trio of round 1 game 7s though, including the 86 Celtics versus the 06 Heat, one of our many versions of Shaq going up against one of our many versions of Moses Malone. And I low-key think this Sixers team at this point might be the oldest team remaining, farthest back in history, and they're in tough here. But the OGs have indeed climbed all the way back, double-digit deficit. Who cares, brother? They're up. I know Shaq's got some other cracks at, winning a title here, but this Heat team, is one of his better chances. Wow, that was a bad turnover. The Sixers need a bucket, and they must... Bob McAdoo transition. That man was an MVP. These Heat have so much talent, but they have no court spacing. Gary Payton getting okay, well, Shaq is right there for the putback. Fair enough, I guess. Philly still has a 3-point cushion, though. A bucket here, a 2 or a 3 would probably seal this game. I might be speaking too early. Chuck is firing up a 3. Prime Charles Barkley won MVP 2. He's back in Philly, and he might have just sealed this game. Indeed, that was the final nail in the coffin. These OG Sixers are not shooting from the perimeter a whole lot like I'd expect, but they still found a way to pull it out in game 7. So Dwayne Wade did not foul out. He played 40 minutes and shot 5 of 23. My man folded. Our next game 7, a classic 2000s rivalry, Suns versus Mavs, the 09 Suns. Another Shaq into game 7 versus Dirk, Jason Kidd. This is a good one. And this game did look like a good one out the gates. A pretty solid, even first half with Shaq coming to play for the Suns, but he wasn't enough as Dirk took this game over. Page Peja Stojakovic was super clutch, and it wasn't close. A 22-point win at the end for the 2011 Mavs. There you go. Dirk Nowitzki, 31, 8 and 7. Yeah, he might be on a mission. And our final game 7 of round 1, the 2018 Thunder. Carmelo Anthony carried this team, even though they have Russ and Paul George. Interesting, the 2014 Super Team with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, Rashard off the bench. Okay, yeah. But I don't usually expect blowouts when a series goes to 7, but this Heat team, in my opinion, way better on paper. And I'm sorry, Thunder fans, no epic comeback. The Heat won by like 48 points. Ray Allen had 39 off the bench. That's nuts. Okay, and with that, we've got our second round matchup set, the 2011 Mavs versus 2018 Warriors. Also the 1985 Lakers versus 04 Lakers. Okay, there's 2 OG teams left, because also in the East, we've got the 2011 Celtics from the intro versus the 86 Sixers. We just saw them win a game 7. The 2014 Heat versus 97 Bulls. Those latter 2 series mentioned from the East, the Bulls, Heat, and the Celtics Sixers, well, both were over in the blink of an eye. I guess it's fitting because this 2011 Celtics team was one of the rosters that prompted me to make this video. And yeah, they go 6 deep with 90 overalls. They aren't like super deep, but they haven't lost a game in the playoffs. And the Bulls, I mean, what? Man, I get it. You know, it's Michael Jordan, it's Scottie Pippen, 98 overall, Dennis Rodman. All they added was Robert Perry. I guess Ron Harper got a nice boost too. They're dominating. Over in the West, though, our Battle of LA had gone 3-2 with the OGs from 85 leading the series. I think the 85 Lakers are on the left. Yeah, that more faded logo. They've got an early lead. A lead those 85 Lakers have yet to surrender, an 8-point game. The 04 Lakers need to make some hay starting right now. Of course, they're going to go right into Shaq. I mean, I get it. It's prime 98 Shaq, and he's got a nice move. Okay, let me not second guess Phil Jackson. Kareem just got boxed. Gary Payton, pretty good matchup on Magic, except size-wise. Magic going to the post, little fader. Of course, that is easy money, yo. Okay, the 85 Lakers came up empty. Can Kobe do something in the clutch? For the 04, he missed. Kobe missed a layup. Really? That's how you're going to go out? Wow. Even with Karl Malone putting in work, prime number 24 Kobe on this roster. Shaq, Gary Payton. Wow, Kobe kind of shot them out of this game. In our final series to be squared, the 2011 Mavericks versus 2018 Warriors. Can Golden State close it out in 6? They're right on the verge on their home floor. They're up 5, 2 minutes left. As I was bringing this game live, Andre Iguodala stole an inbounds pass. Crazy. Dirk is out there. Tyson Chandler's out. Dirk with a huge block on Draymond. Good defense by the Mavs. Oh my gosh, DeMarcus Cousins with an insane bailout, and that might be the dagger. These 2018 Warriors are too good, man. They shot 61% from the field, 50 from 3. Yeah, you're not beating that. It was a nice little run there from Dirk, 26, 10, and 6, but he too shot really poorly from the field. Interesting. And with that, we've got our West Finals set, the 2018 Warriors, another pretty predictable team, I cannot lie. Yeah, they're a lot more balanced than some of these other rosters. But shout out to the 85 Lakers. I didn't know if they'd thrive in this modern era, but with Magic Johnson, Kareem, also all these great supporting cast pieces, it's easy to see why. And what? They are continuing to thrive, as are MJ's Bulls, a couple 3-0 series leads. Can I insert now when there's some sort of epic comeback and this video is amazing and we all love it? Nope. Literally, next game I simulate, both teams just swept. Magic in the conference finals averaged 17 and 16. Okay. While in the East Finals, MJ in 4 games, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals per game. What? In 1991, MJ and the Bulls did play Magic and the Lakers in the NBA Finals, but Kareem had just retired for LA. James Worthy was banged up. So yeah, MJ and the Bulls ran away with it. This is kind of like a pseudo shot at redemption for Magic and the Lakers, with also prime Kareem there, prime James Worthy. MJ's got prime Pippen, prime Parrish. This is a great battle. With all that preamble, all that thought I put into this matchup, I thought we'd have a historic, epic battle between super teams in their prime, and unfortunately that did not come to fruition. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the LA Lakers were simply too dominant. They went up 3-0 with absolute ease. I mean, I didn't check the score of each game, but 3-0 means you are absolutely dominant. We know. I thought MJ and the Bulls would at least pull out like a game or two, especially on their home court, but not meant to be. This thing is ending in a sweep. I can't wait to see Magic and Kareem's numbers. Magic with a freaking just emphasis point on this thing. Wow. Neither of these teams were shooting a ton of perimeter jumpers, which is why I was surprised they both succeeded in the modern era, but the Lakers hit a few threes. MJ did his thing, 31, 3, 5, 3. I mean, he's MJ. That's what he's gonna do. And in fact, it was Bob McAdoo do, leading the way for the Lakers. I mean, Magic had 20 and 18, but Kareem only 10 points, 4 of 4 shooting in a win. If you're strong enough that a top 5 player all time can score 10 points in a closeout NBA Finals game, I mean, you really deserve the chip. What? Kareem still won Finals MVP? He only scored 10 points. Okay, then fine. Even though the 85 Lakers finished second in the West with a 57 and 25 record, I didn't really consider them to be a heavyweight in this video, but they made me eat crow in the playoffs, winning the title in only 18 games. Magic averaged 20 and 16, Kareem a double-double, Bob McAdoo leading them in scoring. But you know what? That was all too predictable. Lakers, Bulls in the finals, Celtics, 70 said, nah, too easy. I need to see one more season sim with this roster, and I want to see one of my low-key super teams I was so proud of building. I want to see someone else have success. Okay, very quickly, a second season simulation sees 1971 Wilt taking home MVP, I should say so. Bob McAdoo, the Sixers version, won 6th Man of the Year, averaging 23 and 10. The 05 Nets once again see Jason Kidd and Vince Carter an All-NBA first. I'm kind of shocked. Wait a minute, 02 Grant Hill makes All-NBA second? Are they finally good, those Magic? I see Nets James Harden, Kevin Durant's Suns on All-NBA third. Can KD finally make the playoffs with one of his super teams? The answer to that question is no. The 2021 Nets missed the playoffs, finished in the basement. So did the Suns. Also, my 02 Magic didn't compete. That's tough. In fact, atop the East, I think the only difference in playoff teams is Bill Russell's 1963 Celtics. Okay, then. The 85 Lakers are just too good, bro. They're going to go back-to-back. I fear 3 Lakers teams atop the standings. This time, the Hakeem Charles Barkley Rockets made the playoffs. You'll love to see that. No other surprises, though. Man, the 09 Rockets. I am just... For shame, 09 Rockets. Actually, I guess having prime Yao Ming and prime Dikembe Mutombo, I can see how that might not work. Thunder KD once again led the league in scoring and once again missed the playoffs. Michael Jordan, he missed the playoffs this year, so after going to the finals. Dominique, we haven't seen much out of him. Celtics, Ray Allen, okay. The Dominique team I referenced, the 1989 Atlanta Hawks, missed the playoffs both years. Moses Malone, Dominique, I thought that duo in their prime with Reggie Theus, Kevin Willis might have been enough to have success, but not meant to be. Once again, the 05 Nets, despite having individual success, they get swept this time in the first round. Crazy. Those 86 Sixers are once again off to the second round at the expense of our Bill Russell 1963 Celtics. This time our super overpowered the Lakers 2022 super team at least won a round. And unfortunately, the Hakeem Barkley Pippen Rockets are out. I mean, at least they made the playoffs. Wow, the conference finals. Okay, we got Lakers versus Lakers on one side, 85 versus 2022. We've got Heat versus Heat on the other side, 2014 versus 2006. So much for unpredictability and what is going on here. I will say this 2022 Lakers team, despite missing the playoffs or losing in round 1 in year 1, they have plenty of ability. They could take down that 85 Lakers team. I mean, they've got everything, dude. A lot of point guards, though. Meanwhile, the 06 Heat, I mean, they got Shaq, D. Wade, Gary Payton, Alonzo. That is a really good big four. They don't have a lot of depth, though. And actually, the 2014 Heat do have some depth with Dwayne Wade, LeBron up top, but Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, Battier, Haslam, Odom, Beasley off the bench. I think they can do it. And yes, sir, my relaxed prediction came through. The 2022 Lakers do upset the OGs while the 2014 Heat handled business, which means we've got LeBron versus LeBron. Technically, these are both prime versions of LeBron James. That's how this video works. That Lakers starting 5 is unbelievable. And despite LeBron's 2014 Miami Heat taking 2 games off those Lakers, forcing a game 6 at home, nah, the 2022 Lakers starting 5, their whole team simply too good. Russell Westbrook, LeBron matching double-doubles, a balanced, just dominant performance in a closeout game 6. And in the second version of our Prime Super League season simulation, another Lakers team takes home a championship, 2022 this time. LeBron Finals MVP, 33 points, 11 assists per game, easy to see why. I can't lie, I'm still a little bit salty we didn't see one of my super random created super teams go deep, but a pair of Lakers teams winning it all. What do you think of the results to this video? What's the greatest super team ever? Let me know down below.